me, Stace. Welcome back to another Whatever Wednesday video. Today I want to share with you my design team project for Maymay Made It, and we are making a really fun easel card. Looks like that there, then you stand it up, and there's a side view there. Super easy to make. So the first thing you will need is a piece of cardstock for the base of the card. This is 4 1/4 by 11. You're going to fold this in half. Take your bone folder and give it a crease. Then take 1/2 and then fold that piece in half as well. So just fold that toward the inside crease there. Just like that, and that's going to create our easel. Okay? Alright, so same color piece of cardstock. You want another one that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You'll need 2 of them that measure, let me find my piece over here. 2 that measure 1 1/2 by 4. You'll need a white one that measures 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. Then you'll need your paper, 2 of them that are 4 by 5 1/4. And these come from the Hello Fall paper stack. So the first thing we're going to do is take this paper, I'm going to flip it over. Before I do that, I messed up. I'm going to take this paper, the cardstock, and glue it to that front flap. So we have the flap here, the front little flap, just put glue on it. I'm using my ATG gun. You could use your art glue if you want to as well. You want to be pretty generous with the adhesive here. Okay, now take the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, same color cardstock, and just line it up on the bottom and on the sides. Make sure that's even all the way around. Give it a little rub. And then again, here is how the easel looks. Okay. Now before I put adhesive on this one, I want to work on my gray one. So I have this piece here. I'm going to take my roller. This is 1 1/2. So I'm going to line my roller up at the 3/4 inch mark here. And it's right there. I don't have a white gel pen. I do have one, but it's kind of out of ink. So I'm going to take a white marker and just draw in large dash lines to form the white on a road. This is kind of the look I'm going for here. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Now we're going to take this piece and glue that to the front. And I cut this a little bit past 4 inches because if I were to cut it to be exactly 4 inches, I'd be short. Alright, I'm going to take this, and you want to put this toward the bottom. Not a whole lot toward the bottom, but not so close to the top either. I'm going to flip it over and cut off my extra piece that I have there. Okay, now we can take this piece and glue it to the front. Okay, so I'm going to take this, we're going to glue it to that front flap we just added on there. Getting everything straight and centered. Okay, now the stamp sets I'm using, I'm actually using 2 of them. I'm using the Memory Lane, we'll be using the truck, the greeting that says pumpkin spice makes everything nice, and one of the larger pumpkins. For my other greeting, we will be using fall stitched up, and I'm using the one that says truly grateful. So with the truck, I already went ahead and cut them out. Actually, I used my brother's skin and cut to cut them out. I'll just go ahead and take a piece of white cardstock, and I'll just stamp a bunch of these trucks so I have them on hand. And I went ahead and colored that in using the Spectrum NAR markers, which is right here. And I used the color sandstone to color this in. We're going to flip it over and put some dimensionals on the back, or little foam squares. I'm going to use quite a lot. This is a large image. Okay, give all the little squish. And take the backing off. If you don't have the markers, you can certainly use colored pencils. That'll work fine as well. Okay, we're going to sit this on that road we just created. Just like that. Okay, so that part is done. And I'm going to take the inside, another piece of 4 by 5 1/4. Put glue on the back of this one. Now if you want to on this spot, you can certainly use a white cardstock for the greeting, but I'm not going to really add a greeting to this one. This is also going to be a gift card holder as well. Alright, get that more in the center there, Stace. You want to even top, bottom, left, right, the best you can there. Okay, so now we have that. Now I want to do our pumpkins for the outside. So I'm going to use the scrap piece I have right here. I have that pumpkin on my block. We're going to stamp that with the black Memento ink. I'm going to use 2 of them. Close that ink up. Now to color the in, I didn't want to use just the nectarine color because it's a tad bit too orangey for me. So I'm first going to take the maple color and just go over it real quick with that color first on both pumpkins. Okay, now I'll take the orange color and go over that again. And that, by doing that, it just kind of dyes down the orange to where it's not so bright, to where it's not competing with the orange in my paper. Okay, now I'm going to take some green, do the stem. Okay, all right, we have that. I'm going to take my smaller scissors and cut these out. I mentioned before with Maymay stamps, it's really easy to do the fussy cutting. They're not a whole lot of intricate shapes to work with, so these are really pretty easy to do and pretty quick. Just work your way around the pumpkin, up the stem. Now, I'm not a fan of fussy cutting, but if it's not too bad, I will do it. And I could have stamped these on the truck when I stamped the truck, but I wanted the 3D effect from it. Okay, so there's one pumpkin. Not too bad, right? Now let's do the other one. I find it easier to move the paper and not the scissors. Okay, let's go around that stem. Just work your way around the pumpkin. Okay, so we have our 2 pumpkins there. They are done. All right, now while we're here with our stamping, we're going to take that smaller white. This is 1 1/4 by 3 3/4, with the greeting that says "Pumpkin spice makes everything nice," and that black ink. Make it up really well. I'm going to stamp it in the middle on an angle, straight down, straight up. Take that same pumpkin that we just used, the black ink. I'm going to stamp 1 on the bottom right and 1 in the upper left, like that. And again, we're going to do that same process with the markers. So I'm going to grab that maple color, and I want it on the, I guess the larger tip is fine. Make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. I usually do. Color that in. Now be careful, because this one here we're not fussy cutting. I tend to go a little bit close to the line, but not all the way on it, because I find the marker kind of spreads out a little bit. Okay, so there's that one there. And do this one. And again, if you miss a spot, it's fine. It's a pumpkin. You know, no need to stress about it. It doesn't need to be perfect. All right, we're done with that one. Let's grab our orange. And again, the same idea. We're going to go over it just to mute the orange a little bit. And you can also leave some of the brown showing through. Okay, that one's done. Do this one. Okay, close that out. You might want to take your marker when you're done and kind of just wipe it off to make sure there's no color picked up on it. All right, put the cap back on there. That's sometimes the hardest part. All right, let me grab the green, which is the color, what color is this? Forest green. I'm going to use the smaller tip on this one. A little bit smaller area to work with. Color that stem in. Okay, that is done. So we can kind of set that aside to dry so I don't get ink on it. All right, let's go back to our truck with the pumpkins. I'm going to take a glue dot on the back of the pumpkin toward the bottom and stick it in the bed of the truck. Do the other one as well. Oh. Okay, so there's our pumpkins in the truck. Isn't that super cute? All right, now I want a greeting up here. So I'm going to again go back to that white I have over here. And I'm going to stamp the greeting that says Truly Grateful in that same black ink I've been using, the Memento ink. Hopefully this is enough room right here. I'm going to take an oval punch. I have the scallop oval from Stampin' Up. Any kind of punch you have will fit to whatever greeting you want to use. You just find a punch to fit it. Oh, this is close here. Punch that out. Now you want to take that same color that you've been working with for your base, just a scrap piece, which I have right here. Now I'm going to use a larger oval on this one. Okay, so I have my greeting. Going to take some foam squares in the back of that. I'm going to use 4. I tend to go overboard on my foam things. All right, take the backing off of them. Give them a squish first. That usually helps out with that. Okay, I'm going to layer this on this one. Give it a squish, flip it over, put some art glitter glue on the back, and I'm clogged. You can take your pen. If you ever get clogged with your art glitter glue, go ahead and take the pen and just kind of shove it in there a little bit, and it usually loosens things up. You can also take, and I do it every now and then, take the entire tip off and soak it in hot water, and that really does a good job of cleaning that out. Okay, so we're going to put the greeting up here. That's why we wanted the road part to be more toward the bottom of our piece there. Okay, so there's the front of the card. Now let's work on the inside. Now the inside is going to be a gift card holder. So I'm going to take my gray, take this one, let me flip it over, put my ATG on that one, on the white piece. We're going to stick this to the gray. And again, this is 1.5 by 4. And I believe, yeah, this one is at 4. Maybe a tad bit over that. All right, now we're going to flip this over, and I'm going to grab some foam tape. Now I'm all stuck. Okay, take our foam tape. I'm going to cut this in half. You know, I'm going to close that ink up. Okay, going to cut this in half. This is going to give us the lift we need for our gift card and also for the easel part. Okay, take this, make sure your greeting's going the right way. You want to put this toward the bottom. Just like that, and take this one. I'm going to go up the sides over here. You don't need to fully cover it, just enough to where it gives us lift. Alright, that side as well. Alright, now what you want to do is take your gift card out of this one. I figured it's a cute card to give to a girlfriend. You can put a Starbucks card in here and she can get one of them pumpkin flavored thingies. I don't go to Starbucks, nor do I like the pumpkin things. So I don't know what they're called, like a pumpkin latte, frappuccino, one of them fancy words. Alright, so I'm taking the backing off of this foam tape. Alright, put your gift card in here, just sitting where it's going to go, okay? This is going to give us an eyeball on where this is going to go. You can put it way down here, but then the easel won't have that much of an effect. So I'm going to put the card as close to the top as I can without going too close. So I think right there is fine. I have plenty of room. I'm going to take this down here and lining it up with my paper I have there, making sure I'm straight. Test the card, make sure it fits in there nicely, and we have room there. Okay, so that's that. Take this out, and that's how the card will sit. Isn't that really cute? And with the gift card in there, and again, you know, you can also take a piece of white right here to add a note. Like it could be a thank you card, you know, thank you for watching my dog while we were away. Here's a gift card for a coffee shop or something. You know, you can also do that, but that's how the card will sit. And it sits there fine with the gift card and without it. And then we have this one here. So it's just as cute without the gift card. Okay, let me go ahead and fix that guy. He kind of popped out. I find it easier to kind of put the number part of the card on the bottom so it's not as bumpy. And I'll get a much better sit. There you go. He's not cooperating right now, but he does sit there. Just going to have to work him a little bit. Okay, there you go. So you have that one, and you have that one. All right, guys, any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.